somehow he's going to get all of us to talk about situational awareness. Please welcome Table Topic Master Gros.
Thank you. Today's topic's mostly situational awareness. You have just been hired as the King's Poison Food Taste Tester. There's no getting out of it. Sean Tucker, the King's Poison Food Taste Tester.
Thank you, Table Topics Master. Well, this actually happened to me when I was a child. They would give me a lot of food I didn't want, and I would have to sneak it under the table to the dachshund, who often got sick and yacked, and leave the evidence right out there for me. So I know exactly what the King's Food Taste Tester would be going through. There's a lot of people in the news today, I think, needed a tester. If I was Elon Musk or Trump, I'd have a taste tester, right? I wouldn't be eating anything anybody gave me if I was some of the people in the news today. Taste testers are probably coming back. This is a good business opportunity for one of you sharp young people out there. Create a taste tester company. There you go.
You've entered a haunted house and the room is filled with ghosts from your high school reunion. How would you interact with them? Toastmaster Tim Taylor.
Ooh. You said ghosts from your high school reunion?
Yes.
Ooh. You know, the zenith of your life, physically for men, is in like 18 to 23. And it was definitely my experience. I used to lift weights with my brother, and I was quite the athlete at one point. You can't tell by looking at me now, but I was. And we used to lift weights all the time. We started at about 14 or 15 years old. By the time I was 20-something, I could bench press about 300 pounds, which was twice my body weight at that time. It's not twice my body weight now, but back then it was. And you know, I dated so many girls in high school. They all hated me by the end of high school. I dated so many of them, and it was definitely the zenith of my dating career. Thank you very much.
It's your first time in space, and you're aboard a second-hand spaceship. Suddenly the engine fails. Sounds like we need an engineer. Toastmaster Yuki Zhao.
Yay.
So we have peaches nuts and Marty make those? Those things are good. I'm very situationally aware that I may or may not have some spinach in my teeth right now. So I'm in a spaceship, apparently. I'm fixing this spaceship. People think I'm an engineer, but I press buttons on a keyboard, guys. I don't know anything about physics. I can't fix my car. I know how to write some code with the help of ChatGPT. So, if I had access to ChatGPT, I like my odds. Thank you.
You find out your kids are running a secret restaurant at night. DTM Mark Ayers.
All right.
Monkey Mark.
What are you doing, Danny? Working a job full time and running a restaurant to food? And what's up with this Italian food anyhow? How about American food instead? Who talked you into this? Your mother? Wasn't me, that's for sure. Maybe you should give up your job and do this full-time tonight. You're gonna kill yourself doing this. I know this is the zenith of your life, with a couple, 3 children, 2 and 1 on the way, but if you really need some extra money, just let me know. Maybe I can help you out. Thanks.
You find bottles labeled with different emotions. What happens when you consume them? DTM Jeff Rufinoff.
Yeah.
The personality check.
Who here has emotions? Yes! Who's in touch with their emotions? Who runs from the emotions? Imagine having a bottle. Bottles you could choose from. Is that the idea? You can choose from the bottles. I heard of something one time called a feelings faucet. Has anybody ever heard of a feelings faucet before? The concept of a feelings faucet is, if you have been using something to numb out, maybe scrolling on social media, shopping, work, whatever it might be, to just kind of numb out, and you take a break from that, maybe a digital detox, whatever it might be, that feelings faucet can turn on. Now here's the unfortunate part of it about that for you. I've experienced this before. When you turn it on, all the feelings come out. Unlike this fantasy world where you get to go pick a particular bottle and say, let me just drink happiness, joy, contentment. No, you also get anxiety, sadness, the things that we've been running from. So it would be interesting, but I think I will just take the feelings faucet rather than the bottles. Thank you.
The animals have taken over the zoo. As the zookeeper, negotiate with the animals and restore order. Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster, Morris McDick.
Negotiate with animals.
Congress.
Well, I've got lots and lots of different food to provide. That's an incentive. It should not be too difficult for me to negotiate a settlement. However, I don't know if I want to. I think I kind of like the way the animals are running things. They seem to have a better grasp of what the true needs, their true needs are. Better than I do. Because I'm looking at them as an outsider. And they are living their own lives as the true beings that they are. I don't know that I would interfere with that. Let them run the zoo. Let them reach their zenith.
Your boss is from another planet, and you're the only one who knows. Toastmaster Jay Atul Shaw.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
As many well know, I don't work, and so I don't have a boss. I haven't had a boss in a long time. I also don't have money. I am my own boss, and I have been called an alien before. So to answer your question, I sit at the zenith meeting point of human and alien, both as boss and employee of Wood Boss, working for a non-existent corporation that hardly makes any money. I don't operate like a human being. What is this paper thing? What is this digital currency? What are bitcoins? And why should they run people to the extent that they do? I wonder. So I just don't deal with money at all. Thank you.
Host a game show where the contestants are famous people from history. Toastmaster Myra Fury.
Host of a game show where
The contestants are from history.
from history. That would be wonderful because I really enjoy history and would be able to interact with all of my favorite parts of history. I think I would like to interact with people from different time periods, from the beginning of our country and the founding of our country to people in current day, all the way through. Thank you.
You bought a secondhand time machine. Where do you go and what mishaps happen along the way? Toastmaster Tim Glainer.
It wasn't
second-hand time machine is a third-hand time machine. And I went back to my first home here in Orlando. And I remember I couldn't afford the rent, so I had roommates who would chip in on the rent. And one of my roommates was a yoga instructor. And he had a good resume, it looked like, but it turned out he wasn't making much money. So when it came time to pay the bills, I asked him for his contribution. And he says, no, he doesn't have the money, he's not paying. I said, well, you can't stay here. He says, no, I'm gonna stay. You discover a secret room that can grant any wish. What do you wish for, and what are the unexpected consequences? Treasurer, Toastmaster, or Barkeep. Secret room, grant any wish.
All right. Good morning, Toastmasters. Good morning. So, I think this is one of those secret rooms that I happened to walk into, and one of the wishes that I wish I had, not taking, was the role of treasurer. But apart from that, I think it's helping me grow tremendously as a leader and somebody who can understand the complexities of working with other people's money.
Mhm.
I don't think I have a wish that I want right now, because be careful what you wish for.
There we go.
Your secret life as a superhero. Your family discovers your secret life as a superhero. What's their reaction? Toastmaster, Carrie Lynn.
Good morning.
Good morning, Carrie.
If I had a superpower, that would be the zenith of my life. I think my brother would be super jealous. He has been trying to build his own Iron Man suit since he was like 14 years old. And I think if I were to come to him and say, well, I've been a superhero this entire time, he would probably lose his mind and try to figure out why he didn't get the genes for that.
Wishes gone wrong at a magic show. At a magic show, our club members' wishes are granted, but they all go wrong. How's the situation resolved? President, Toastmaster, tie back.
I believe the key to resolving just about any conflict, any type of issue that you have, is first understand completely and thoroughly what it is. I was talking to this gentleman yesterday about conflict resolution, understanding that oftentimes conflict results because we have different interpretations or different definitions of what we're talking about, or about that of which we're speaking. And so consequently, a lot of times it's much better to go into a situation and say, if I understand you correctly, what you're saying is ... Make sure that you're both on the same line. Make sure that you both understand the same terminology, especially when we have such vast numbers of acronyms. And people love to use acronyms. And so if we're going to be talking to a DTM, a distinguished Toastmaster, we want to make sure that everybody knows what the terminologies are. So that's where I would start in resolving any conflicts, is having a better understanding of language.
The secret life of a house cat. Describe a scene exploring the secret life of a house cat when the owners are away. Toastmaster Jeff Hood.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
Good morning.
In America, we seem to have multiple uses for many words. The word zenith, and that's all the word this morning, zenith. The first thing that came to my mind was this little 13-inch TV. And we did not have a remote. You had to do one of these things. to turn the channel. And as we move on into the cat world, you know, I grew up on the river. And cats, they say cats don't swim. What I gotta tell you, they do. Because more than once, when you're walking down the dock, the cats want to get around your feet. And before you know it, if you're not careful, you'll be the one in the water. So there was a time or two that I taught cats how to swim. So believe me when they say cats can't swim, they're wrong. Cats can't swim.
In a world without night. Imagine a world without night. How would you and others adjust? DTM, Mark Shear.
Rihanna?
She's an evaluator.
What's that?
She's an evaluator.
Rihanna. Oh, she's an evaluator.
Yes.
Question, sir.
The
Again.
question was, in a world without night, imagine a world without night, how would you and others adjust?
World without night.
Yes.
Well, if you want to put it into a spiritual perspective, the world would be really, really cool without darkness. Because Christ is light. And we as human beings, no matter what you believe, you have an opportunity to be light in this world. With your character, your honor, your integrity, how you treat other people. So ladies and gentlemen, world without darkness, someday, is going to take place. Remember that is how you conduct yourself through this world, ladies and gentlemen.
Is there a Toastmaster in the room who has not been called and does not have a speaking role today? All right, we'll go on Toastmasters from the back table. A night at the museum. It's been a night in the museum where the exhibits come to light. What adventures ensue? Toastmaster Aaron Schwartz.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests again.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The Night at the Museum, first off, was one of my favorite movies growing up. I think being in a museum where all of the exhibits came to life would be really cool, because then you would get different parts in time that came together. Okay, or maybe really destructive, I can't figure that out. Because you'd have different periods of time that came to life. What would they do with one period of time trying to conquer another period? I don't know. Or like, did the woolly mammoth really walk through the museum? I think it would be a cool sleepover.
And finally, a world where kids rule. Imagine a world ruled by kids. What laws are enacted and how do they function? Camera operator, Stephanie Rosario. Toastmaster Stephanie.
Oh, man. Hello. Good morning, Toastmasters.
Good morning.
In a world where kids operated everything, don't they already? Don't they? Like, don't we all like have our kids and they operate us, right? They make sure we get where we need to go and do what we need to do to make them happy. So yeah, I would say that kind of already happens today. So, but if they really in real life operated everything, that would be so fun. Have you all ever had the take your kids to work experience where they take on the role, right? How fun is it to see their little faces when they do get to be that adult and sit at the desk and do their thing? So I think it would be fun. I think it would be honest. I think it would keep us all in check, for sure. So I think it would be a kind of a unique experience, maybe for a day. Let the kids rule, right?
Well, table topics is often the zenith of a meeting. However, we are prepared to go even higher with our speakers of the day.